What's up, guys? I'm here to discuss the upcoming championship weekend. Last week I went home for the NLB offseason, picked the Chicago Cubs to win the World Series this year. I think I want to go over this stuff mainly. This series is important to me because I don't think people appreciate sports. I think they just watch them and just look for stupid stuff. You got to appreciate the game, appreciate what these great athletes are doing. It makes it personal for me because I'm just a huge sports fan. Been playing it all my life, and I want to go really dig deep into it too, so people know how much preparation and how many factors there are for teams to be successful and not. Injuries, just a main, a kicker doing his job. The littlest guy. You wouldn't expect a kicker, to make a huge impact in the game, but he does. Everybody makes a difference. And I think it's just important to discuss this in specific to show really why I discuss all this stuff is because everything is important. All these little things I talk about is important. Some of the media stuff is important, but not as much. It's all about the preparation and the different factors in the game. That's why I'm going to go in depth with this conference championship discussion. As we start, we're going to start off with the NFC Championship. The Arizona Cardinals, the Carolina Panthers. Arizona's D ranked fifth. Carolina's D ranked sixth. That's important because this is gonna be a low scoring game. It's gonna come down to who can run the ball, who can play better defense, and that's why I have the X factors of this game being both running backs on each side. David Johnson of the Arizona Cardinals and Jonathan Stewart of the Carolina Panthers. We know Stewart is coming off a great week, 109 yards, 2 TDs against Seattle's a great D. Johnson not as much, only 35 yards. He has to be better. And those two guys, I think, are an X factor is important because they determine the game. The way they play really makes the biggest impact on the game, and you don't expect it. They're X factors because you don't expect them to make a huge impact on this game. That's why I think these guys are X factors. This information is just important. It's important to me. It's important to any really true sports fan. So they can look into this game and say, hey, I think Arizona's going to win because not because you like Cam Newton or because you like Carson Palmer. It's because of certain things, and true sports fans really understand that, like myself. Again, injuries is another factor that's very important. Jared Allen's out for Carolina, which is going to really impact their defense. He's a D end. He's going to help Arizona run the ball a little better. I got Arizona winning, and ultimately, I think you have a better all-around team, better defense. I think they have a better, offense. They have better receivers, offensive line. Such an underrated thing again, but it's so important in this game. And I got Arizona heading to the Super Bowl. New England, Denver. Again, another defensive battle. New England ranked number 9, Denver number 1 in defense, and Denver's number 1 defense is the reason they've been so dominant this year, not because of their quarterback play. They really have mediocre quarterback play, probably one of the worst quarterback plays in the NFL, but they're the number 1 seed. It shows how great that defense is, but against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, you need more than that. You need Peyton Manning, a guy that hasn't had a great year, his worst season of his career, to show up, and I really hope he does. Now, Peyton Manning is the X factor for Denver. For New England, it's that run game, and it also is the injuries. Will Jamie Collins play? Will Dante Hightower play? Will Chandler Jones play? This is huge because New England needs that defense to make stops, get that offense out on the field, and they need those running backs to run the ball to keep Denver off the field. New England wins games when they possess the ball, and you can do that with the run game. You can do that with your defense getting 3 and outs, getting quick stops, and that's why these two guys are X factors. Peyton Manning's an X factor because Denver has gotten through the whole season with their great defense with Brock Osweiler, and Brock Osweiler has played decent, not phenomenal. So Peyton's been horrible this season. He needs to be better. He needs to be the Peyton Manning of old for Denver to not only go to the Super Bowl but to win the Super Bowl because this is probably the most talented conference championship weekend we've had in over 5 years. And again, whether it's Arizona or Carolina they play, or even New England, you got to focus on New England. He's the X factor. He determines whether Denver Broncos season end this weekend or if they win the Super Bowl. So that's why I think Peyton Manning is the X factor. My Super Bowl prediction is Arizona beating New England, though. I still have New England winning. I just don't think Peyton has the strength in him, the injury. He's very injury prone. In the cold weather, he never plays well in. I got Arizona, New England Super Bowl. Arizona wins it because of the offensive line. Offensive line leads to the great run game. The great run game leads to Tom Brady not being on the field. And Tom Brady, let's be realistic here. Tom Brady's the reason New England's won these Super Bowls, has been in the Super Bowl. You can give him, I can be out there at receiver and he'll make me look like Randy Moss. He's a best quarterback of all time. And these things are just important to look at. Little things like the offensive line, like the cold weather. No one would expect cold weather to make Peyton Manning play bad. No one would expect the offensive line for the Arizona Cardinals to help them win a Super Bowl, but they're huge factors, and that's why I think as a real sports fan, and the point of the series was to appreciate everything, all the factors going into games, and to go into such specific detail because these factors are important and make differences in games. Things that people don't pay attention to, like offensive lines, like cold weather, like for instance, 2 weeks ago when the Vikings kicker missed the field goal, the laces being out, little things that no one would expect to make a difference in the game helps teams win or lose. And that's why I think the point of the series was to just, it's personal to me because people don't appreciate everything in sports. They appreciate the flashy guys like Cam Newton, Steph Curry. You gotta appreciate everything and appreciate uh, everything that goes into great teams being great. And that's why I think real sport. That's what real sports is about, to discuss everything that helps teams be great. Just like to thank you for your time, and this is Anthony Vidity for the last time with Real Sports.